Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, banks move to recover more than 2 billion Ghana cedis as bad debt, insisting they have not totally written off the debt. Also, Bank of Ghana says banking sector's performance in the first 8 months of this year robust despite weakening in some key financial soundness indicators. Plus, National Insurance Commission to roll out measures to reduce underwriting losses after some insurance companies were badly affected by the domestic debt exchange program. Details coming up. My name is Daryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us this morning. Good morning to our friends listening from Koforidua on KTU Radio. First up, banks are taking aggressive measures to recover all the loans they fear might go bad. It's coming after a new Bank of Ghana report showed that more than 2 billion cedis of bad debt as of the end of August this year. The non-performing loans also recorded is the highest in recent times. Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Banks, Shona Wa, tells Joy Business fresh lending to businesses in the coming months will be affected.
When you read in the news that banks have written off, it does not mean that they are forgiving the debt.
You're going to go after it?
Of course.
Just for accounting purposes?
It's just for accounting purposes. But then whoever is the distressed party should be on standby. Banks are definitely going through the process to ensure full recovery. And to that extent, we've already commenced on discussions of the offices of the Chief Justice, her leadership, Justice Tokonu, on how the court process can help facilitate early and easy recovery when there is distress on the books of the banks. Again, just yesterday, in our offices here, we were in a meeting of the Lands Commission. We are also working with them. How do we streamline, our collateral perfection, our collateral registration, documentation?
You heard Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Banks, Shona Wa. The Bank of Ghana says the banking sector's performance in the first 8 months of this year was robust despite weakening in some key financial soundness indicators, particularly asset quality and solvency. According to the central bank, the balance sheet of industry remained healthy, evidenced by sustained increases in total assets, deposits and loans. Here's more.
The regulator of the banking industry said banks remained sound during the first 8 months of this year, notwithstanding signs of the lingering impact of the domestic debt restructuring and the challenging macroeconomic environment on the sector's performance. This is evident in the prudential data for the first 8 months of 2023, pointing to higher profit levels. It signaled some turnaround from the losses incurred in December last year because of the phase 1 of the domestic debt exchange program. Additionally, the central bank said sustaining the high profits recorded during the review period could be capitalized by banks to improve their solvency positions. But the key risks in the outlook remain asset quality risks, which are on the upside. They could potentially erode some of the gains to be realized from the high profits being posted by the industry and the potential risk to financial stability from the phase 2 of the DDEP.
That was a Business Desk report. Economist Dr. Patrick Esumin has said that even though it is important to review some of government's social intervention programs to make them more effective, he kicks against any move to reduce funds injected into such projects. He argues that social intervention programs all over the world are targeted at the poor and vulnerable. Hence, reducing funding to such programs will hurt the needy in society. Speaking to Joy Business after the finance minister hinted that the programs will be restructured in the 2024 budget, Dr. Sumin advised government to make it more targeted at the poor.
It's definitely worth reviewing any new programs that government implements to see what is working and what is not working. And if you take the case of the flagship program that this government has brought, I think it's important that we do an assessment to see where it has worked and what we can do to improve it. Now, what we have to understand is if our goal is to reduce expenditures, if you look at all those social intervention, the flagship program that we can call social intervention, take the free SHS, if you take LEAP, if you take school feeding, if you take all of them, they are less than 5 billion.
You had Dr. Patrick Esumin, who is an economist with the University of Ghana Business School. Customs officials at various border towns are calling for more resources to deal with traders using unapproved routes for smuggling. According to the second-in-command at the Aplao border checkpoint, Emmanuel Parker, this is necessary for the team to ensure the appropriate revenue is accrued for the state. He was speaking to Joy Business at the Dabala border post, where the team intercepted some 6,000 pieces of mobile phones and over 11,000 pieces of wax prints smuggled into the country without the payment of duty. Here's more.
The wax prints were intercepted at the border post of Dabala in the Volta region when officials of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority were on duty. The importer failed to pay the assigned duties on the products, which is estimated at about 1.3 million cedis. Meanwhile, on a separate operation, officers at the Japon post also intercepted 6,000 pieces of mobile phones which are yet to be evaluated. Dari Abdallah is the officer in charge, Eastern Corridor Monitoring Team.
11,000 full pieces imitation wax. We're talking around 1.3 million Ghana cedi without penalty. So if they're imposing 100%, that will be times 2.
Second in command for the Aplao border checkpoint, Emmanuel Parker, has been highlighting the need for more resources to officials along the border post, since many of such traders try to evade duties and use those areas.
We need logistics. We need men to come back because the borders are vast and they are porous. And when we close one side, another portion is opened. And before we get to know it's open, there would have been a lot of, goods, coming through.
The GRA is undertaking an evaluation to determine the penalties and duties to be paid on the mobile phones.
In other news, the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications has indicated that it is increasing its efforts by collaborating with the Cybersecurity Authority and the Bank of Ghana to clamp down on activities of hackers and cyber criminals. According to Chief Executive of the Chamber, Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, the public must take advantage of the Chamber's fraud control dashboard to provide the authority with the needed information to track cyber criminals. He was speaking at a seminar organized for students of Accra Girls Senior High School to mark the Cybersecurity Month.
The Chamber has what we call the Fraud Control Dashboard. It's a platform that if you are defrauded, if even your device is stolen, you report to a telco. So maybe you're stolen from Telco 1, you report to him, they would investigate it. If they find out that there's some legitimacy, what they would then do is that they will block the number that person used. They would also block the device the person used as well. So when the device is blocked, that device will not be able to put another SIM and use it on any other network. We're partnering with the Cybersecurity Authority and the Bank of Ghana in that regard. And so it's really important that, we continue this thing of creating the cyber awareness, getting people to improve their cyber hygiene.
Chief Executive of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications, Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe. The National Insurance Commission says it is taking steps to tackle the growing trend of underwriting losses recorded by insurance firms in recent years. According to the Acting Commissioner, Michael Andor, building an efficient system to reduce underwriting losses has become imperative due to the decline in investment income as a result of the recent domestic debt exchange program. He says the regulator, together with the Ministry of Finance, will provide financial assistance to cushion insurance firms badly affected by the recent economic shocks. He spoke to Joy Business at the 2023 International Conference on Inclusive Insurance, which was co-hosted by the NIC.
One thing that we have has come to the attention is that a lot of the insurance companies tend to be making underwriting losses and have been depending on investment income to break even and to make profit. And if you listen to the minister, the whole idea of this is to get into a lower interest rate regime. This means we may not be able to continue relying on investment income, and so we are taking a strategic approach to addressing those underwriting losses, improving efficiency to ensure that there is sustainability in the industry. We did also announce some regulatory forbearances to allow these firms to recover.
You had Michael Andor, who is Acting Commissioner of the National Insurance Commission. You're listening to the Joy Business Report. Now, Ghana's upstream petroleum sector is expected to witness a significant boost following news of the likely comeback of U.S. exploratory firm ExxonMobil. Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Pokupempe says ExxonMobil is considering returning to the country after abandoning its exploration exercise in Ghana in 2021. Reacting to this development, energy strategist Dr. Yusuf Suleimana said the return of the oil firm will boost the fortunes of the upstream sector.
Yeah, so the impact will be phenomenal. ExxonMobil, they are not a main player. They are one of what we call the Seven Sisters. Though Ghana seems to be a bit of a smaller portion. So some with the fact that, they may find us not fit. But however, if the government, negotiation that they can do to get them back to get into the business, then that would be the best. They have
energy strategist Dr. Yusuf Suleiman there. Well, it started as a game, something to while away time. At least that's how Johannes Klug felt at the beginning. But now his business, Logon Voice Limited, which provides IT solutions, has become a game changer for other businesses. Exactly how? Well, the Joy Business Van will today share the journey of one of the fastest growing IT companies in Ghana. Here's a promo.
This Wednesday on the Joy Business Van, Johannes Klug, CEO of Logon Voice, an IT solutions provider, lets us into his world.